Okay, here's a quick overview of the different menu options available in the Sony. This is actually the SX45, the NTSC version. Now, when you first get the camcorder, the default setting is for all these indications to not show up. There's an option for that. First, you want to hit the menu button up here, then show others, and then scroll all the way down to general set, and then sound disp set and display set. Normally it's set to auto 1. You see, it displays the recording and zoom buttons on the LCD, and it also makes the display disappear after a certain time. Now auto 2 does not show those buttons, and it still disappears after a certain time, so I just like to keep the display on. So it does not show the record and zoom buttons on the LCD, because after all, it's so inconvenient to try to find it on the LCD that you're never going to use it anyway. You're always just going to use the main buttons on the camcorder itself, so I don't really see the point of that. And so I just set that to on, and just get out of the menu there. And then that gives you these indications here on the screen, like the remaining recording time, the remaining battery life, your quality setting, HQ for high quality, and so forth. Now, when you first enter the menu, you get these presets, and you can change these, because I've customized all these. And the way you do that is you hit My Menu Setting, and you select Movie, and then you select the button you want to change. Like this one, I'll change the guide frame. Okay, so now you select what you want to put there. Like say I want to put the fader there. Okay, see, now it's fader. But I'll go through the full menu here. When you open up the full menu, the first menu you see is Manual Settings. Now these are some of the more advanced features that you probably don't usually use, like manual focus, manual exposure. There's also spot focus and telemacro. So really, the people who use those advanced features are not going to be buying a low-end standard definition camcorder like this, but it's nice that Sony included those anyway. So the things I do use are recording mode. Usually you just set it to high quality, unless you have a specific need to make smaller files, then you can use standard. Steady shot, you can choose active steady shot or standard steady shot. Now you'll see the difference when I turn on active steady shot. See, the image got larger. Standard steady shot has a wider field of view. See the red 101 in the corner there? It basically disappears in active steady shot because it's more zoomed in all the time. That's what creates the buffer zone for the steady shot to have more of an effect. So I usually leave it on standard unless I have a specific need for active. And when you're recording the image of a CRT, you really want to set it off to reduce the flickering. Or if you're using a tripod, of course. Another option is auto slow shutter, which turns it to 1/30 shutter speed, or in the case of PAL, 1/25 when you're in a dark area. Usually you want to leave it on to get the best image in low light, but it does create a bit of a lag when you're aiming the camcorder from a darker area to the brighter area. It takes a while to adjust. And so if you don't like that lag, you can turn it off. Face detection, I usually leave it off. It doesn't really make much of a difference. One neat thing is the audio recording set. You can set the microphone reference level to low. So if you're recording like a rock concert or some kind of a loud setting, you can set it down so it doesn't over-process the audio with the automatic gain control. So it's somewhat of a semi-manual level control. So usually just leave it on normal. zoom microphone, I don't use it. When you zoom in, it makes the audio louder. So it's just a gimmick. Other recording set, you can set it to 4x3. So that's nice to have that option. And backlight compensation. I don't know why they bury it in this menu. It used to be a button on the camcorder itself, but now they bury it in the menu. So you might want to put that on your preset if you use that a lot. And digital zoom, of course, you want to just leave that off. And I think that's about it for the most important features. Battery information, media settings, you can format your SD card and stuff like that. General setting, you can turn these beeps off. You can change the volume of the built-in speaker. Typical stuff. And you can set it so it either powers on whenever you open the LCD, or you can just leave it manual, so you have to hit the power button to turn it on. One nice thing is you can calibrate the touchscreen. I haven't had a need to do that, but it's nice to have that option. So that's pretty much it for the menu options. Now let's see some sample footage recording using these camcorders. Either the SX45 PAL version or the SX65 NTSC version. I'll put in annotations so you know which one is which. Okay, here's your audio quality test using the Sony DCR-SX45 NTSC version. Those are just fake flowers, of course. Now here's a real flower, except it's facing the other way. This is the Sony DCR-SX45. Here's the NTSC camcorder aimed at the image of a CRT with a 60 Hz refresh rate. This is with steady shot turned off, and as you can see, it's an absolutely rock solid image with no flickering at all. Now here's the PAL camcorder, and as you'll see, it has pretty bad flickering when aimed at the 60 Hz refresh rate CRT. This is with steady shot turned off, so that is not affecting it. So that's the clash between the 1/50 shutter speed of the camera and the 60 Hz refresh rate of the monitor. It's a windy day, so this is a good chance to test the Sony's wind noise reduction. There is no manual option to turn it on or off, so it's just automatic on all the time. This is the PAL version here. I know older Sonys used to have very good wind noise reduction, probably the best of any camcorder brand, so once a wind gust comes along, we'll see how well this one does. Here we go. There's a nice breeze. So Walmart and Aldi, some really high-class shopping here.